Hey, Deck It Out DIYers. This is our January gnome of the month. So when you receive your gnome in your box, you will have all of these cutout pieces will be on one sheet. The sheet will have tape on it. So take that sheet, lay it down flat, and then carefully peel up the tape, okay? And you'll see that I kept my tape. After you peel it up, okay, then I want you to lay out all the pieces like you see here. Just to make sure, number one, you have all the pieces, and then number two, where you can put the pieces so you can start thinking about your paint colors. Now, we gave you 6 paint colors this month. So we have gray and blues and whites. Okay, so we have a variety. So now think about what paint colors you're going to use, and then, let's scoot this back up for you. And then I want you to place your parts on the tape by color. Okay, so for me, I'm going to do my snowflakes white. So I'm gonna put all of my snowflakes on one paper, and I am probably going to paint my Let It Snow in white. So the word snow, very delicate, but that's gonna go over here. And then the circle, I'll show you how to paint this Let It. Now, a paint marker, a Sharpie, we are including little detail brushes. I like to also paint with an X-Acto knife, okay? So lots of different tools. This is going to be a different color. So right now I'm gonna sort, his mustache is gonna be white. So right now I'm gonna sort all my parts based on color, and then we'll talk about how we're going to paint. All right, I have all my parts sorted. Generally, we don't need to paint this backer, but down here on the mug and up here on the snowflakes, it will show through. So I'm gonna take my sponge, and I am just going to paint in this little part right there where I know it will show, right here where I know it will show, and then on the mug where I know it will show, okay? And I'm just dabbing with the paint, nothing too crazy. All right, I will set this aside. Now those pieces, when they do show through, they'll have a white background. Okay, next, when you paint these pieces, they're all pretty much going to get painted the same. They're stuck down to the tape, so it's easier to paint with. You're gonna grab your white sponge. I'm gonna do my snowflakes in white, so I'm gonna dab the paint on, I'm gonna dab the paint off, and then you can hold the tape, and you're gonna simply dab. You do not need a lot of paint. I always say thickness of tissue paper. I usually just pick it up in the middle of where I've dabbed off to pick up extra paint there. Okay, and then you're simply just gonna dab. Now, you can do more than one coat of paint, certainly. The beauty of using not a lot of paint, it won't drip down the sides. The sides are darkened because these are cut on a laser. And so you don't need to paint the sides of the project. You certainly can. It might have a little bit of burnt residue on it, but you don't need to. So you're just going to dab, and not using a lot of paint also dries faster, so you can continuously put your coats of paint. So you're going to continue on with your project pieces just like I'm doing now, alternating using a new sponge for every paint color that you want to use on your project. Okay, once all of your pieces are painted, I did do 2 coats of paint on all of the projects, and I also did some polka dots on the hat. You could do stripes, you could leave it plain, you could do an ombre hat. There's so many options, but let your pieces dry before we go back to assemble. Once your pieces are dry, I encourage you to dry assemble all of the pieces. So I'm not putting tape on any of them. I'm just laying them out where they belong so I make sure everything looks the way I want it to look. Okay, so I've laid all my pieces out. They all fit. Now you can take your glue, and I would start in one spot and work your way around, making sure that everything gets glued down and put in place. So when I put some glue on, you don't need a crazy amount because it is super glue, but you need a decent amount, okay? And when I place this on here, I just am making sure that it's lining up with the chunky sides. And then I'll proceed to kind of work my way around the gnome and making sure everything fits together just like a puzzle. There you have it. Deck it out, DIYers. Look at him. Your January Gnome of the Month, Mr. Snowman, or Mr. Hot Cocoa, or Mr. Keep Warm is complete. I am so excited to see the colors you chose and how you paint him up. He's so cute. And if you're also getting our tray, he's going to be awesome with your tray. And if you're getting the adult box, he'll match that too. So, thanks for joining us this month for Deck It Out DIYers. We appreciate you. Check us out in our Facebook group, and we'll see you next month.